Hey, peace and blessings to you. My name is Jerry B. I am the EntreMusician, and so are you. And so is that wonderful, handsome, debonair-looking brother sitting to the left of your screen. This is Kevin Damken. He joins us from Mexico. He is the founder of Indie Block Records, and he is also representative with EMANATE, which 2 years ago we had a conversation, and Kevin was already light years ahead of the rest of us with respect to blockchain technology and what was going on online for the future. Now that future is here now. And so we thought it was time that Kevin come back on and give us an update as to what's happening and how EntreMusicians can benefit. Brother Kevin, so much has changed, man. How you doing, bro?
Man, first of all, thank you for having me, Jeremy.
Absolutely.
Nice speaking to you again. A lot of things have happened in these last 2 years. I think the biggest update I can give, which we already talked about before off camera, that I have a baby. It's really, really nice, really a blessing.
Yeah, man.
It's also a challenge balancing family life and everything that's going on.
Absolutely.
But I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy for everything that's happened, and I'm really excited for 2022, man.
Definitely. Now your little boy is how old now?
He's going to turn 1 year old in 13 days,
Right.
January 26th, so that everybody can send him presents and blessings.
Absolutely. And they could send it through crypto, right?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Directly. No friction.
Oh, no friction at all, man. That's absolutely excellent. The last time that we talked, we shared a common spirit. You're a drummer. I'm a drummer. You're extremely passionate about music, as I am. And you had such wonderful information to share. Now, the company, Emanate, that you had introduced 2 years ago are now up and fully functional. I think they were in beta at that time. Can you give us an update on what's happening with Emanate, and then we'll talk about your own company?
Yeah, for sure. Well, when we talked that last time, the platform was actually in alpha, and we are still on alpha. But this Q1 is they're going to start developing and start launching for the beta feature.
Okay, I
So
see.
in the alpha version, musicians, artists, composers, they were allowed to upload their tracks into Emanate and upload their tracks together with a smart contract, meaning that currently in the music industry, if you want to get paid, if somebody listens to your music on Spotify, if you want to get paid, that money needs to travel through a lot of intermediaries, which cause friction and also causes leakage of the money that goes back into the artist's hands. So what Emanate does is that you upload your track together with a smart contract, which in this smart contract, you define all of the collaborators within the track. And once somebody listens to your music on Emanate, instead of getting paid in 1 year, because that's what it usually takes for the money to get to the artist's hands through the traditional way, through crypto and blockchain, it takes 6 seconds for it to get to your hand. And the smart contract does all of the administrative work that these intermediaries in the music industry do. The smart contract automatically splits the payments to everyone defined in the contract. And so yeah, that's what you were able to do in the alpha version. Moving into the beta, there's more features that are to come. The website is going to be revamped. It's going to be completely different. One feature that I'm really excited about is the monetized playlists feature. I think that's going to be a big one because, for example, right now in Spotify, you can go listen to your songs, listen to different artists' songs, and make a playlist out of those songs, and you can share them. You can share them to everyone, and people can listen to the songs on that playlist. Mm-hmm. But that's it. That's where the story ends. On Emanate, with the monetized playlist feature, you will be able to create a playlist of the best songs that you find. You can share them with other users, with other people. And when somebody listens to a song within your playlist, you also get a percentage of the earnings that are distributed through the smart contracts. The smart contracts, basically, for kind of doing that curation curation aspect, because through your playlists, other users find new songs, find new artists that they can like and follow. So that's one feature that I'm really excited about. What other thing I could share? There's there's also going to be a data analytics built in for artists within the platform. So right now, the platform in alpha, it was really basic. You just upload your music, and users could listen to it. But there's still a lot of things that need to be built on. Another thing is the data analytics for the artists, where they can see how many people are listening to their music, how many minutes of their songs have been streamed, how many people like a certain type of song, and what else could I share? I think that basically covers most of what's coming for this Q1. Another thing that's coming that I don't know if I can develop more into it is an integration with NFTs. I'm not sure if you're familiar with NFTs and what's being developed within the music industry with audio NFTs. That's something that's coming to Emanate as well. You're going to be able to integrate different NFTs that you hold, music NFTs, and you can view them on Emanate and listen. If they have a song in that NFT, you will be able to listen to that song. But that's like a whole nother big topic that we can also get into at some other time. I don't know if I could explain everything in this call.
It's amazing because we did in previous episodes, and I'll link to our previous conversation of 2 years ago in the description box, as well as just a few weeks ago, we had a great conversation with attorney John Scheel, who's an entertainment attorney, as well as Death Beach, who's a producer out in Los Angeles. I'm sorry, out in California, not Los Angeles proper, but really big on NFTs and how that is affecting the industry. So I know in future shows of the EntreMusician and future conversations, obviously we're going to be diving deep because we want to give a broad understanding of what's on the landscape, but we also want to zero in on what exactly does an NFT, audio NFT specifically, mean for an EntreMusician and how he or she can get paid by it. So yeah, you'll definitely be back on without fail as far as that is concerned. What I wanted to ask you though, Kevin, is 2 years ago when we talked, Emanate, as you said, was in alpha mode at that time. What was your position then, because you were all on Emanate, and what is your position now? Are you a part of the company? Are you an executive? Are you part of the board of directors? What is your position at Emanate?
Well, currently I'm a community manager within Emanate. So at that time, when Emanate was launching, they did a pilot program, which was called the Emanate Rep Pilot Program, which was, the objective was to bring in different community members that were in Emanate from different countries and onboard them, and basically these pilot representatives, they would represent Emanate in different countries. It was a small program to test out things, see what could work, what could not work. That program turned into a community management. So the pilot reps became community managers within Emanate, and basically our job is to talk to people, to talk to musicians, help them understand Emanate, help them understand mostly the crypto side, how they can get involved with that side. Because when you get into Emanate, you don't need to have any knowledge around crypto and blockchain, because you can just simply make an account, as simple as making an account on Facebook or anywhere else, and start uploading your music and start listening to other people's music. But when artists start earning within the platform, they earn in cryptocurrency. So that's when they have to get into crypto, have to understand a little bit on how to create a wallet, specifically an EOS account, because that's where the Emanate is built on. It's built on the EOS blockchain. How to create an account, how to connect it into the platform, how they could cash out. So that's our focus, helping musicians to onboard them and explain them all of these things.
Well, the one thing that I really appreciated about you since our very first conversation and creating my own account on Emanate was the fact that
I follow you, man. I follow you and listen to your songs.
well, you know, I have to be, admittedly, I have to be a little bit more active than I am. We've really been taking a lot of energy to build up the EntreMusician, and especially for this season, which is season 4, there's a lot of great things that are in store. So unfortunately, I've had to put my music sort of on the back burner. As a musician, don't like to admit that, of course, but we'll be picking that back up. But what I wanted to say was how helpful you had always been. I mean, you were always accessible to me when I had any questions, and help setting up my wallet and making sure that, you know, my T's were crossed and I's were dotted. And I wanted to ask, in this alpha version that you're in, or beta version, I should say, what is the cost currently for new EntreMusicians putting their music up on Emanate? Is there a subscription cost, or is there an entry level? What's the upload as far as their money is concerned, their real money, to turn it into crypto?
So right now, Emanate has 3 types of subscriptions.
Okay.
So there's the basic one, which is completely free for users and for artists. They can just create an account. As a user, you can listen to music. As an artist, you can also upload your songs, and you can upload them and already monetize the songs. So they get pushed through smart contracts, and you can already start earning for the music. Excellent. But in order for you as an artist to cash out your earnings, you need to have at least need to be on the other level of the subscription tiers. So it's the basic, it's the music lover, and it's the pro connect. So the music lover is the one in the middle. The subscription is, if I remember correctly, $6 a month. $6 a month, or you could pay annually. And the Pro Connect, which is everything that Music Lover has plus added benefits, that one is $12 a month. Now, also one interesting thing to say, I think Emanate is the only platform that has 2 ways to subscribe, because you can either subscribe by paying the monthly fee in cash, or you can subscribe with the tokens, with the Emanate token. Instead of paying monthly for the Music Lover, instead of paying $5 a month, you can purchase the EMT tokens. For the Music Lover specifically, you need 5,000 EMT tokens. And just by holding those tokens, you can automatically subscribe to that tier. And as long as you hold them, you can hold them forever. You will always have that Music Lover account. Or for Pro Connect, you need 10,000 EMT. You buy them once and you hold them forever, and you will always have access to the Pro Connect. You won't have to pay the monthly fee, which is what I recommend for new EntreMusicians. Any person coming into the platform, grab the token, because it gives you the utility of being able to have all of the stuff that the subscription gives you. Plus, it can also go up in value. So not financial advice, but you can also make some money by holding the token.
Understood. Well, you know, what's interesting, and I do believe this was Emanate back in December, prior to Christmas, they had an online Christmas party, if I'm not mistaken. And I tried to join by my phone. And I don't think that the experience, because of my lack of knowledge, that I really took full advantage of the experience there. But what it led me to believe is that Emanate is getting further and further into the metaverse. Is that correct?
Exactly, yes. Everything related to the metaverse, anything related to Web3, that concept, anything related to music, but applying the Web3 tools at the disposal, which are the NFTs, the metaverse, using blockchain, crypto. And that party was actually the first metaverse party that Emanate threw. It went really well. I really liked it. I think it's still lacking a little bit in terms of user experience, mainly because where the metaverse party was hosted, which was on Crypto Voxels, that's the name of the platform. It's still on development. It's not like a complete project, but still cool things are being done like that, the metaverse party. And I think that's something really big coming for the entertainment industry.
Certainly.
I don't know if you've heard that Times Square, Jamestown, I think that's the owner of Times Square. He did a metaverse party on New Year's Eve where they dropped the ball in Times Square metaverse. It was literally a whole metaverse of Times Square, big buildings, parties. There was galleries everywhere. And I think this is going to be a new revenue stream for artists. Instead of having live performance on real life, there's going to be live performance on the metaverse, and it's going to be a new avenue for artists to get exposure. Going to be an avenue for them to also get revenue, to get paid for their performances, and new avenue for fans to connect with those artists, to listen to music in a new digital realm. And a lot of things can happen, and it's gonna be test. It's gonna be new frontiers for everyone.
That's amazing. Now, let me ask then, does Emanate currently provide any tutorials as you sign on for subscriptions? Like, okay, well, I'm trying to get my music into the metaverse, or I'm trying to create an audio NFT. Are there tutorials on Emanate that will help us along the way?
Well, there are tutorials on how to use the platform, but I think now that you're saying it, that it's a really good idea that we start doing those types of tutorials, because it is really important having education for new users coming in.
Yeah, I think so, because again, as I said before, I mean, I was curious about what the Christmas party presented. And all I had is my Apple iPhone 8. I'm still behind the times a little bit, but you know, I jumped on, I followed the link, and I was able to navigate through, but I don't think that I was really knowledgeable enough to grab the whole experience. And I probably would have stayed longer had I known, oh, this is the way you navigate it, or this is how you do it. This is what is expected of you. This is how you can contribute. I saw people dancing, but I didn't feel like dancing because I was just still trying to get through the room. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that would help out. And I was just curious about that. Now, what I think is even more curious to me is the fact that Kevin Damken has a project of his own, a business that he's building called EndieBlock. So could you tell me a little bit about that, what the similarities are to Emanate, how it differs, and what advantages you offer to the EntreMusician?
For sure. Well, the idea of EndieBlock basically came after joining Emanate, because everything that Emanate was building, smart contracts for music, made a lot of sense to me. And the idea for EndieBlock was really simple, was to help onboard new artists into this new music, blockchain, crypto, Web3 space, to onboard them and to help them understand how to utilize and maximize these tools. So we started EndieBlock with that simple idea. Since we don't have a lot of infrastructure, it's just like 3 people in EndieBlock. We just made it really simple, and the idea was to just onboard new artists to Emanate, and for us to provide them with anything that they need in terms of helping them understand how to really use the platform. So we started, when we talked, I think that time, almost 2 years ago, we have already helped onboard more than 70 artists into the platform. Help them put their music into Emanate, and just helping them out. If they have any questions, like when you ask me questions, be there to show them the ways.
Very cool. Now, I read somewhere, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that Indie Block was developing into a record label as well. Is that correct or incorrect?
Yes, that is correct. I mean, the name of the project is Indie Block Records.
Indie Block Records.
But the way I see it, instead of a record label, is mostly a community. Like, we're looking to establish a community, Indie Block Records, where we help onboard these artists. And other than helping onboard new artists, we have also done other types of projects, collaborative projects, where we've established connections and partnerships with different production companies, with different people who can produce, mix, and master. Because one of the problems that we had when we started onboarding artists, we were onboarding a lot of artists from Venezuela, and a lot of artists over there don't have the resources to pay for a studio, to pay for mixing, to produce their songs. So the idea that we had, we developed something called the Indie Block Records production nodes, where we established these partnerships. And let's say that we got an artist that had a song but didn't have any equipment on how to record it or how to mix and master. We could send them to these nodes, where each node could specialize in something. I don't know, maybe this one specializes in mixing, this one can help you record, this one can help you master, and collaborate together. We've already released, I think, 2-3 songs that way, where everybody collaborated, and there was no money exchange involved in doing it. But what we did was that we how do you say it? My Spanish translation. We through the smart contract, we defined, like, okay, so you're gonna do the mixing, okay, cool, you're gonna get 20%. You're gonna do the mastering, cool, you're gonna get this percent. You're the artist composer and you did the guitar, bass, drums, and everything, okay, you're gonna get this percent. And that's the way that we could move forward, because with over there with no money, it was paused. They couldn't create value, they couldn't create musical value, but through collaboration, through smart collaborations, we could create musical value and push the music into Emanate. You're using smart contracts, pushing it into with blockchain. And then once people start listening to the song, well, the smart contract then pays everybody who collaborated in the track. And that way they get that payment. Maybe they didn't get it up front, but they get it through the streams that the track would generate.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, that's why I call you an EntreMusician. I mean, that's what's up. Presenting opportunities that help others get started in the way. And man, the work with Venezuelan artists, don't worry about what you don't have. We can help you. That's beautiful. that's absolutely on point, man. Without fail. So I read somewhere else where in this label grouping for Indie Block, that is the first Latin American independent community or record company. Is that the way it's being marketed, or help me out?
Well, that's the way we're marketing. I hope we are the first ones. Yeah.
That's fantastic, though. I mean, so what about the genres? Are you looking for a particular genre of music? I mean, you're pretty international now, so could any EntreMusician who's first starting out take advantage of what you offer? Or it has to be within a specific genre?
No, man, it can be open. I love music. I love every type of music. Maybe there's some genres that I like more and others that I like less, but I can't be the judge of which song is good, which genre is good. I know that when an artist creates music, they create value. So we just want to be a platform that can help push forward that value.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Now, let me ask you some personal questions. Are you still gigging as a drummer, or has family life slowed you down a bit?
It has definitely slowed me down. When I was gigging as a drummer, I was actually gigging with a friend of mine over in McAllen, which is the neighbor city where I live from. I live in Reynosa in Mexico, which is a border city of McAllen in Texas, with a friend that has a band, Iluama. That's his band, and I was his drummer. Man, I loved playing there. But I moved over here to Mexico, so I can't gig with him anymore. Plus, he's in New York, so it makes it really difficult.
Yeah.
But actually, what I've been gigging with is with my own project, with Chefs. That's the name of my project.
Gotcha.
We had an event, I think 2 months ago, that we organized through Indie Block. It was really cool. It blew our expectations, and I rocked out that time, man. I rocked out. Not as a drummer, but as a singer, guitarist.
That's excellent. That's absolutely excellent. What have you learned from being a new father that kind of changes your perspective as an EntreMusician?
Definitely balancing. I really need to, when I have the opportunity to produce work, to produce value, I need to take advantage of it. Because if not, the family comes, and when family comes, then I need to take advantage of the family. So definitely learning how to balance myself, working with our schedules. My wife and I recently just worked up on how we're gonna go with our schedule so that I can do the stuff that I like to do, which is entrepreneurship, and also help with the house and help with the kids. The good thing is that since I work from home, I can be here with my family and I can help out in everything.
That's right.
But yes, that would be the answer.
Yeah, I think one day we'll do a show here at the EntreMusician whereby we talk about the family work balance, because one of the things that happened, and I've told this before, so I'll be brief, but one of the things that happened when my band was really touring, and we were doing across the eastern coast of the United States, and my babies were really small, my girls were small, and I would call from hotel rooms and I would say, hey, put your sister on the phone and whatnot, And then my mom passed away in 2008, and it really was a wake-up call to me. It's like, hey, what kind of dad do you want to be? You know what I mean? Because when we were growing up, mom was always around. She was always there. And it's like, wow, my girls are going to really grow up without me. And I'm going to be this guy that they hear from on the phone or even FaceTime, but that's not being home. So, I really just became low key on performances and started doing more production work where I could be home. And now that they're grown, I have this big dream that still needs to be fulfilled, but I'm still young enough to pursue it. Even with the gray hair, you see, I'm still young enough to make it happen. But I think some shows that really, or some episodes of this podcast that really talk about the family and the importance of the family and pouring into your wife and to your children, how vital that is. But you can still make the entrepreneurial dream happen. You can still make that come alive, and there are ways to do that. So I appreciate you answering that question. Now, as always, I'm going to ask about the question you thought. Here's what Jerry B is going to ask me. I know he's going to ask me this, and this is what I need to get out. Now, how I should say, can you answer the unasked question?
Wait, what? What's the question?
Right. When we locked up and we said, hey, we're going to do this, have this conversation on this day, I'm sure that there was a question you thought I was going to ask you, and I did not ask it yet.
Oh, well, damn, I need to think about it, because when you ask me, I said, like, for sure, let's do it. That's it. Like, my mind didn't go anywhere. I was with the kids. I was with this and that.
Right.
But I would say that the unasked question is, how? I don't know. I'm trying to come up with something.
That's quite all right. That means that we were pretty thorough in what we came together to do. And, as always, I mean, I really do appreciate your passion. I really do respect the fact that you are always on the cutting edge of what's next, and you're thinking through it. You're not just excited because you have this excitable feeling, but you really think through what you're trying to do. And you have, I will say, from my perspective, have really elevated Emanate to be this platform that EntreMusicians can trust. Like I said, I'm an Emanate artist. Here's one other thing about it too, is that Emanate, I would imagine, still is a non-exclusive entity. So if your music is on Spotify, if it is on CD Baby or some of the other platforms, you can still become an Emanate artist. I mean, they don't, lock you out of agreements that you may have with other platforms. That is true, correct?
Yeah, that is true. And just to add to what you're saying,
Yeah.
non-exclusive, you can upload your music, no problem to Emanate, but also Emanate, if you have a ProConnect account, you can utilize their distro service, their distribution services.
Okay.
So instead of using DistroKid, instead of using any other distributor service provider, you could use Emanate. And they can upload your songs to Spotify, to iTunes, to anywhere else, and that you can get paid through their smart contract engine. So Emanate uses 1 RPM as their distribution partner. They upload their songs. You have your songs on Spotify. You get paid through Spotify. Money flows into Emanate, and once it flows into Emanate, the smart contracts then kick in and also do the automatic splitting if there's collaborators within the songs.
So let me ask a question about that with respect to having your music on Spotify, but you've gone through Emanate to get your music there. When all of the royalties come back, you will still through Emanate be paid through crypto, not through US dollars. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So the
Gotcha.
US dollar term, if you get paid, I don't know, $20 through Spotify,
Okay.
flows, go to Emanate, and then that $20 converted to crypto gets paid into your wallet.
Gotcha. Okay. Just wanted to be clear about that, because if they are going through Spotify directly or through CD Baby or one of the other aggregators, it's still US dollars. If you go through Emanate, you're in crypto world, and so just be mindful of that. But
yeah, I also just want to add just another thing. Now that
Sure.
we're talking about Spotify and different platforms,
Yeah.
As an artist, it's key to have your music everywhere, to have it in different platforms, so that you have exposure. New users can find your music. But as an artist, I think our focus should start shifting into growing our community and moving that community into listening to your music on Emanate or different Web3 platforms. Because when you get a stream on Spotify, I think you get paid 0.000 something. On Emanate, you get paid like 5 to 10 times more than on Spotify. So it's really a good strategy as an artist to move your audience, to move traffic into listening to your songs on Emanate, because you're just gonna get rewarded more. And it's also, I think it's also a good feeling for the fan that if you like an artist, you can support them way more by listening to their music on Emanate instead of listening to their music on Spotify.
That's excellent. Absolutely excellent. I'm so grateful that you brought that up. And so, yeah, that was the importance of asking the unasked question, because then you you go places where you didn't plan. So that's really cool. Well, Kevin, man, you listen, this is not, of course, going to be your last time here. In fact, we're not going to wait 2 years before we do this again, and your little boy is, in school. We're going to get together prior to, but I truly appreciate you. As I said before, truly respect you, man. And I know that you have great things always on the horizon. We'll check in from time to time and find out where you are. We appreciate you for coming on. This is Kevin Damken. I'm going to make sure I have all of his information linked in the description box so you can get in touch with him. Is there an easy way? Is there an email address? Is there a place where you can say, hey, come and visit me right now?
Well, for sure, go follow me at Twitter. Twitter handle is Chefs Official. That's CHEVS official. Give me a follow. I want to reach 1 million followers, so every follow counts. You could also reach me through email, kevin@indieblogrecords.com. Send me an email if you want to collaborate. We're always down to collaborate.
That's great.
And yeah.
That is absolutely great. Brothers and sisters, this is Kevin Damken. You can see why I love him the way I do. He's the real deal. He is an incredible EntreMusician. My name is Jerry B. I'm an EntreMusician, but here's an important thing. So are you. And we will see you next time. God bless.
God bless.